Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about prepping for the spring and summer crop. Now it is actually spring and it's the toward the latter part of March. You guys will have already started the process of prepping. You want to start in January planning what it is you want to grow this spring and summer. For example, if you want to grow tomatoes, what types of tomatoes? Do you want to grow indeterminate, which can get 8, 10 feet tall, or do you want to grow determinates, which get to be 5 feet, 5 feet tall? So in January, you decide what it is you want to plant. Also, go ahead and have a soil test done. A soil test is when you go, if you're planting in raised beds or in the ground, you go around the perimeter. Uh, in the ground, you would go around the perimeter of the area where you want to plant and dig 6 inches. And then you gather that dirt, mix it into a clean bucket, get a bag and send it to your local county extension service. Okay, that's if you're planting in the ground. If you're planting in raised beds, it would be ideal for you to do the same thing. The reason a soil sample or a soil test is done is to determine whether or not you need to amend that soil. So when you get started in January, and it takes about, let's say, 10 business days to receive it via email, and then that will determine whether you need to add sulfur, lime, whether it will also tell you about your pH, whether your soil is acid or whether your soil is alkaline. So that's a couple of the reasons why you want to get started in January. Now that you have received the results back from your soil test, then then you can say, okay, um, I have a soil test of 6.5, 6.0 to 6.5. That will determine what you can plant in that soil. Now, once you've done that and you've gathered your seeds, then come February, March, it's when you plant your early crop. That's your peas, that's your carrots, your beets, your broccoli, your cool crops. You can get started in February. Now, come April, then you can start to plant your tomatoes and your cucumbers, your okra. But make sure that the soil temperature is warm enough. And you can look on a planning chart and it will tell you uh, the crop, the days to maturity, the planting dates, whether you can plant a spring crop and a fall crop, the distance below, and the depth of your crop. Now, all this is taking place in January, February, and March. After that, you can start to plant. Well, by that time, you can plant, like I said, you have air temperature and you have ground temperature. So when you're planting certain crops, such as okra, the ground temperature needs to be about 65 to 68 degrees for the okra seeds to germinate.
So say you have everything planned out for like your spring and summer crop.
Mm-hmm.
What time of the spring and summer crop? So say for example, what should be your cutoff time for growing spring and summer crops? So mid July, August. mid-August, or I should early August.
And that's why you get a planting chart. Because let's say pole beans or bush beans, you can plant April 1st through May 1st. And then you can plant July 15th through August 20th. And then you don't plant them anymore. You know, so it's best to get a planting chart. And you can get this by going online and downloading, planting chart from the University of Georgia. As I said, your crops like your melons, your pole beans, your corn, all that's planted in April, May. It all depends on the variety. You plant your sweet potatoes between April 15th and May 15th, depending upon the variety, because Beauregards require 120 days, whereas Puerto Rico only requires 75 days.
So the different variety require different dates.
Yes.
Or how long it takes for the crop to mature.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Also, what I did, I started my tomato seeds, my basil seeds, and my pepper seeds during the latter part of February. It does not take tomatoes and peppers long to germinate. It takes basil longer. What does germination require? You need to have light, you need to have water, and there needs to be warmth. I have peppers, but I can't put them in the ground just yet. Peppers, like tomatoes, need to be hardened off. What does that mean? Okay, I grew them in the greenhouse. I'm bringing them to a smaller greenhouse, but I have to sit it outside for a few days, not in the direct sun. I'll put it out amongst the trees for a couple hours, bring it back inside, put it out again the following day for maybe 3 hours. And so I'm allowing the plant to be strengthened and to be able to withstand, being in a new environment. So come on over to the little bitty greenhouse, and I'm going to show you what I've started from seeds and how the plants look now. Okay, to my left, I started these peppers from seeds. I have California Wonders, which is a bell pepper, and I have cayenne peppers, which is a hot pepper. So these are, within the next week, will be ready to go in the ground. Again, I have to harden them off, get them acclimated to being outside instead of not in a greenhouse. Now, to my right, I have holy basil, which is a perennial. Holy basil has many health benefits. It's a medicinal basil. And I also have Genovese, which is a sweet basil. Both of these were started from seeds. The Genovese basil is an annual, one life cycle. When it dies, it dies. Whereas the holy basil, again, is a perennial and it will come back. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And check out some of the other videos on my channel. See you soon.